because the Christian world is so messed up in its belief system, especially about prophecy, God says, I'm going to raise up a prophet and I'm going to help them along so that they can come back to the teachings of the Scriptures. Let me give you, in closing, a parallel that'll help you understand what I'm saying. How many of you have ever received a visit from a Mormon, from a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints? I see several hands going up. By the way, they're good people. You know, they have very high family principles. They also have very good health principles. Sometimes they have better health principles than we do as Seventh-day Adventists, sad to say. And they're more family-focused many times than we are. But having said that, when they come to the home, if they've been to your house, they've been to my house several times, what is the first thing that they want to teach you when they come to your house? What is the first study that they give you? The whole history of what? Of the Book of Mormon. How, Joseph Smith found the golden plates, and how Moroni, actually translated these golden plates that were in ancient Egyptian, and how Joseph Smith translated them, and the result is the Book of Mormon. That's their first Bible study. The whole history of the Mormon Church. And the history of the Mormon book, which is, called Another Testament of Jesus Christ. You've seen the advertisements on television. Why do they want to give you the Bible study on the Book of Mormon first? Let me explain why. Because many of their doctrines they cannot prove from the Bible. So the first thing that they have to do is convince you that the Book of Mormon is as inspired as the Bible and as reliable as the Bible. So that then in the Bible studies from then on, they can use not only the Bible but also the Book of Mormon. In other words, for them, the Book of Mormon, listen, supplements Scripture. It does not complement Scripture, it supplements Scripture. It has many truths that are not contained in Scripture, according to them. The whole history of the Native Americans, they say, is in there and not in the Bible. So they have to convince you that the Book of Mormon is as reliable as the Bible. Do you know Seventh-day Adventists do it just the other way around? When we give a series of Bible studies or a series of evangelistic meetings, we go through the Bible point by point. State of the dead, Sabbath, the law, grace, God's grace, healthful living, baptism, you name it. We go through what the Bible has to say. And then when we get to the end, and I hope that we do this, you notice that we haven't gotten any of our teachings from the prophet. All from the Bible. But the prophet amplifies and helps us understand what is contained in Scripture. And it's explained in a beautiful way. To prepare God's people in every sphere of life. Health, publishing, education, spiritual life, institutions, you name it. To prepare people in all of the areas of life to be ready for the second coming of Jesus Christ in power and glory. Do you know, I learned something long ago. And that is, you don't get your concept of someone or of a church from their friends or from their enemies. You don't get your concept of a church from the enemies of that church because they're going to make matters worse than they really are. And you don't get your concept from their friends because they're going to make the church look better than it really is. What you do is you go and you check it out for yourself. And so God has given this marvelous message to the Seventh-day Adventist Church for us to share to the world. And I pray to God that we will appreciate it and share it like the leaves of autumn.